Hey guys, it's Andrew, the Urban Bayman. I'm in St. John's, Newfoundland, and guys, you've often heard me suggest if you're looking for a perspective, you should visit Newfoundland. And of course, in these days with the pandemic, it's not that easy to get here. So, in lieu of finding perspective in Newfoundland, I thought I'd share some thoughts today, and I don't know where this came from. It's a conversation that I've had on a number of occasions over the last little while. It's a little story. Years ago, I was working with a gentleman who owned a number of barite deposits. Barite is a drilling mud that we use in the oil fields. It has a very high specific gravity. It is non-corrosive. It's a great environmental product that was introduced into the oil and gas industry many years ago. Regardless, I flew to Reno, Nevada, met my friend, and we drove out along the Truckee River. We're heading east. And of course, all along the Truckee River, there are the most, guys, you've never seen so much industrial development in your life. And when I say industrial development, it really looks just like laydown yards, right? Lots of warehouses and laydown yards. In the laydown yards, there are reams of plastic pipe and plastic stripping and every kind of plastic that you can imagine. My buddy was explaining to me, he said that there's an awful lot of extrusion production that goes on along the Truckee River. And the reason for that is that the state of Nevada is able to guarantee the power delivery to these manufacturing plants. And that's very important because with an extrusion facility, they use all these little plastic beads. They apply an intense amount of heat, and they push that plastic through these molds, and it comes out on the other end as pipes and window seals and all sorts of things like that. Guaranteed power is so important because if the power was to shut down for any reason, the molds, the equipment, everything would be bound up, you can imagine now, with all the plastics, and it would be quite ruinous. So we're traveling along, and it's at a beautiful river valley, and it's, great conversation, it's very exciting times. And as we finally get out of the valley, right, we make our way out onto the desert. Remember, we're on our way to Elko. In the distance, I see this building, right? And it's a very peculiar looking building. I would describe it today, I don't know, like that modern hospital that you see outside of Calgary. Like it's not industrial, but somewhat is. It looks like something that came from outer space, like it fell into the middle of the desert. And I said to John, what's that out there? And he said, that's Newmont's new coal-fired generating station. I looked down and I said, hey, boy, when are they going to start that up? And he said, what are you talking about, man? That's been running for years. That's how we guarantee the delivery of power. Again, you got to remember in Nevada, there's no snowstorms, there's no big winds, there's not any amount of weather. So the lines are safe. They have this secure source of power, and they're making delivery. And I said, that's a coal-fired generating station. He said, yeah. And I said, well, where are the stacks? Where's the smoke? The plumes, what they show us on television, right? And he said, it doesn't exist. That's a zero emission incinerator. There are scrubbers that are in the stacks. There's not even stacks. It's all contained within the desert. Well, where's the piles of coal, the dirt, the filth, the dust, everything that we associate? He said, it doesn't exist. It's all underneath the ground, right? The trains come in, right? And then he talked about the coal, right? We talked about how clean coal is in terms of producing electricity. And guys, we keep talking about electricity, and I really believe that our future is going to be very dependent on electricity. I don't think that the future will see a whole lot of transportation that is driven by anything other than electric. But we need to produce this electricity. And the electricity, for the most part, the most efficient way is through the use of hydrocarbons. Now, coal has been given a bad name, and again, look, let's not kid ourselves. So is natural gas, so is everything. Remember natural gas in 2005 when I moved to Vancouver. Natural gas was a part of the green mix. It was solar, it was wind, it was natural gas. Of course, when they perfected, or at least developed the ability to extract natural gas from shale, well, that was off the table as well. But the beauty of coal in this situation, guys, and we think about it, yes, look, it's black, it's dirty, it's dusty. But here I am looking at this building in the middle of the desert, and there's no sign of anything. They bring the coal, it's shipped by train, right? A very efficient means of transportation. right? The coal is deposited into the underground, into the generating station itself, right? There's no refining that is required, right? There's no energy that really is, or the minimum amount of energy. And when it comes to creating carbon neutral opportunities, I would like for us, again, something to think about, right? We're looking for perspective. And again, look, what do I know? I'm from an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. There's a certain naivety, right? There's a certain innocence, right? We don't have any of those facilities here. But within that innocence often comes the best of ideas, right? I'd like for you to keep this in mind. I'd like for you to think about some of the things that we're discussing here. Of course, we'd like to ask you to subscribe to our channel, and I look forward to speaking to you in the future. It's Andrew McCarthy. I'm the Urban Bayman from St. John's, Newfoundland, where you come to get perspective. Thanks, guys.